Hi everyone. Welcome to Aetos, to Nordmark, to some Dungeons and Dragons. It's the Queen of Nordmark, part 5. Maybe the last part of the Queen of Nordmark. The Queen of Nordmark. They've got a little way to go. I think it's 5. I hope it's 5 because that's what we named the stream.
Yeah, fair enough.
We've got a bit of a journey ahead of ourselves to get back to Airedale, but you know, we're getting there. We're making progress. Now, who amongst us,
We're going to get here.
hashtag among us,
No further.
would like to do a recap and get some inspiration?
Vintage doesn't have inspiration.
Okay, Vintage, do the recap, and Vintage can have inspiration.
Was that Vintage? A werewolf?
Yeah. What's that, Vintage? There was a werewolf? What's happening? 2 people got bit? Imp and Aegis? Aegis only told his wife about one of them? That sounds really selfish, boy. So there's a cure waiting at home for Aegis, but not for Imp? Imp's doomed, is that what you're saying? Aegis! How could you? And also there was an assassin who tried to kill everyone, but very specifically tried to kill Haze. Did the assassin escape? The assassin escaped. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows what might happen in the future? Yeah.
We only got half XP.
That's true.
And
yeah, you only did. Yeah.
Some magic rings.
That's right. You got what were the rings? Because it wasn't the lovey-dovey rings. You already had those.
No, that was the rings.
Was that session? Oh, okay. There's been so many of these. I'm losing track. Like in between, I ran a quest to stop the world ending. Instead of the long walk there and back again, a Nordmark's tale. And so you found 2 rings that can only the bond of love can power up. So currently Vintage has one and one has the other, and that is enough for the bond of love. Like, you know, it doesn't have to be non-platonic love.
Any kind of love we will stress.
Love is love. You know, we're not suggesting one is getting nasty with Vintage, is what I'm trying to say. Or you know, just like romantically in love with Vintage.
I mean, we're not saying that though.
I mean, I don't run the character, so I can't say.
Can we please stop this madness?
Yeah, no,
I
fair
think we
point.
might be saying that.
Okay, I think we might be saying that. All right. So yeah, it's the evening. Actually, it's time for a rest after that assassin struck. Everyone's a little bit nervous in the caravan because that was quite dangerous. Can I get an order for watches, please?
I think Haze is probably fine for the first watch.
Okay.
Aegis will take his traditional last watch.
Yep.
One and can go second.
Okay. So Imp is third. Let me just. Number 3. That's Imp. Okay. Imp, you hear a rustling in the bushes. Now, the setup of the camp situation is you've got the caravan, which is sort of where that's where Bertrand and his wizard son have been sleeping, and everyone else is sort of putting up camps. The bushes are a little bit further off, so you're in a bit of a clearing at the moment. The bushes are a little bit further off, about 100 feet in the distance or so. You were facing away from them, but you hear it behind you.
Interesting. I assume you have a fire lit.
Yes, there's a lit fire. I mean, you could be wherever you want. The lit fire is probably going to be near you because you're the only one awake. But
Yeah. I asked that specifically because I would like to light the torch and make my way towards the rustling.
okay. You make your way towards the rustling. Are you doing so stealthily, or are you just?
No, wait, I
Just
have
going
dark
for it.
vision. I'm a tiefling. What am I doing? I won't bother lighting a torch. I will just sneak up on the rustling.
Okay, so you're gonna approach stealthily. Roll me a stealth check, and I will roll. I will determine perception based on their abilities.
Good start. Natural 19. 26.
26. Okay, so they're definitely not going to see you or even hear you as you approach. You get to the bushes and you see this large figure. It is pitch black, but you have dark vision. So what you see is it appears to be the back of Bertrand.
Bertrand.
Are you saying that out loud?
No, I'm wondering who Bertrand is.
Bertrand Morrow's the merchant who's been taking you these places.
Oh,
Sounds like this.
Okay. I'm just gonna watch him, see what he's up to, cause he snuck past me. What?
Apparently snuck past you, yeah. And yeah, you sit there watching, and you hear a what can only be described as a tinkling sound, and then see him shuffle with his trousers, turn around and come face to face. Actually, no, he turns around, but you are very well hidden still. Like your stealth is good, so he doesn't see you at all. But yeah, you see him. He's got a slightly flushed expression, like he's just woken up, and he's just like hurriedly put some clothes on so he doesn't freeze because it's winter.
Okay. So he was doing nothing suspicious, and he was just going for a piss.
Yeah, that's it.
All right then.
Yeah.
He will never know that I watched.
He will never know. He goes back. You've done your job as as watch. You've watched, and that's everything. You wake up with a brand new day, and it's not like the DM had hoped you'd said hello or something like that, and then he could have had a conversation to you about being a good person. But no, fine.
Your problem with that is that Imp doesn't like the man.
I know. That's why I really want him to have that conversation with you. You wake up. It's a new dawn, a new day.
Can I just interject and suggest that in between the swap over between Imp and Aegis on that last watch, Aegis would try and have a chat with Imp.
Okay.
Would Imp be receptive, or would they just ignore him?
Quick question. Do we know about, have we received letters from what we've sent? Because I don't know how that works.
Yeah, technically 0 time has passed, right?
I would say you haven't received the reply yet. You'll have it soon, but not yet, I think.
Okay, sure. In which case, yes, I'd be receptive. To the best of my knowledge, Aegis has sent off the letter that's going to result in us both getting a cure. So, you know.
Empire. I think I maybe owe you a bit of an apology. It's.
I know yesterday was a bit rough, but you know, it happens, and it's we're on the same page now. We see somebody with a tattoo, we kill them. It's fine. We're good.
Yes, we are both inflicted with this curse now, and we
that is what it is. There are ways around that. It's I have this theory, right? I'm a long way off being able to cast it, but there's a nifty bit of magic that can lift your typical curse. I think it'll be enough for this. We just need somebody that already knows it. That somebody is not me, unfortunately.
I'm sure there's something we can do, but we just need to make sure we work together and get through this, get back to Airedale, and we can continue. I feel a bit bad. I sometimes get drawn into the mindset of a father. You know, I've brought up so many children, and I look at you still, even though you're not a child. Clearly, I should respect that more. And yes,
I needed.
Aegis.
You clearly have something going on that has that you're dealing with. I don't know what it is, and if you don't want to share, that's fine. But
you want to know?
You
it caused a problem quite recently for the group I was with anyway. So I might as well, you know, Are you familiar at all with the criminal element in Airedale?
I know it exists, but I try to keep myself away from these things. Frida probably knows about more.
The people that I do know of tend to be more on the outskirts. I know the bandits. Don't hang around with them so much anymore. I'm going legit with you guys. But somebody recently sent me a threatening letter, and they tampered with a cage I had made for the displacer beast. Damn near got the thing killed. I was hoping I could hire the assassin to deal with this mysterious R that I've got chasing me down, but you know.
Well, you only need to ask for help from us. We've adventured enough that I'm sure the whole group would band together to help you in your situation.
For sure, but nobody can help me until I know who or what I'm actually dealing with. So when the time comes, you know, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Indeed. Let's try and put this ugliness behind us and venture on forwards.
Absolutely. I'm gonna go get some sleep.
Okay. Very good, very good. You've both got inspiration, so suck it.
I can't say that one.
Right, new dawn, new day. You are at medium normal travel pace unless you're breaking from the caravan. So 9 tokens.
But you get an extra free from the caravan.
You get an extra free, 12 tokens. And you are going to be moved here. Let's draw a card. Let's see what is going to happen. Oh, that's that doesn't look good at all.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Another combat card.
No, it's not swords. It's very. I don't think the microphone, the camera's going to pick this up, but it looks real like imagine a Scottish Widows advert.
Oh yeah.
Like there's no way that person is happy.
Oh, it's just a ranger.
Okay, as the caravan is trundling along, Well, who's up in front? Who's up in the front and all that with this caravan?
While the caravan is traveling along, can I hand a crossbow with I believe I have 9 bolts to one of the last 5 guards? I believe we have 2 still alive.
Yes, you've got 2 still alive.
Right. So they now have a crossbow with 9 bolts.
Okay, nice. I'll note that down. Right. So who's up in front?
Who has the best perception score again?
The
I have a
ranger wants
flat
to be
zero.
foraging.
Oh, yeah, of course. A 1 in.
Yeah. Unless I'm foraging. It's up to you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy to go the rest of the way on rations.
Okay.
Do we
Have you
even need
all-
to forage?
Have you all got enough food? Like,
Oh, we have tons of rations.
you've been
Yeah, I've got
eating
like
off of
11
a
days.
1-in's ability to fish whenever near water,
Yeah, but
water sources,
we
but you are
don't-
no longer near a water source.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. I've got like 8 days.
I also have 8 days.
Yeah,
8 days is pretty good.
Yeah, I've got more
I
than
have-
that, so we should.
9.5. Because I have to feed vintage.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's probably plenty. I mean, there's a river within 8 days, certainly, where you could probably, you can at least spend that day eating, or could try to replenish stocks or whatever. So, yeah, that's probably fine. Mark it down anyway, mark off your rations anyway, just in case, for the day. I mean, do it at the end of the day if you want. You don't have to do it now. But that means, yeah, you don't have to forage. Okay, so right up at the front then, likely to be a 1-in. A 1-in, you're sort of tracking along. Would you say you'd be on the road itself up ahead, or would you sort of break off the road a bit, go into the grass and sort of into the sort of low hills, not really hills, not like proper hills, but just so that you're not seen as much? Or would you be straight on the path, just like going as far ahead as possible to see what's up there?
I reckon a 1-in would try to be on the path, but it really depends where vintage is pulling at any given time, doesn't it?
That's fair, yeah. I mean, is vintage on a lead then, or is yeah, okay, you're not like just walking alongside each other or anything. Okay, that's cool. All right, in that case, I think vintage is going to find this, because this is the sort of thing I think vintage would be best at finding. So as you're walking along, you're going past some like long grasses, some reeds and that sort of thing. Not reeds, long grasses. And suddenly vintage just pulls off to the left towards a long bushy set of grasses. And you can't really see anything there, but vintage is like really straining at the lead, pulling in that direction and sort of sniffing and going really interested.
All right. I guess we'll walk closer over. Have a little look-see.
You get
What is it,
closer,
Mike?
and vintage dives into the grass and comes out holding something brown, about the size of a bread roll, a large one. It's not a very good analogy. And
No, vintage, not the harrowing poop.
now, hang on a minute. That was an ordinary poo. Okay, the harrowing thing was what happened to me. And yeah, so it takes a second before you're sort of able to see what's in vintage's mouth, because it's coated in mud and that sort of thing. It is a stuffed bear that is missing its head.
Obviously, the first thing I'm going to do is look for the head.
Okay, roll me a perception check, please.
Yeah, put my phone down. That was clever of me. That is perception. A 12.
A 12. No luck finding it. And vintage is unable to find it either. It may not be there.
I guess I'll, I don't know. Is there anything around here that would give clues as to where the bear came from?
What sort of thing are you looking for?
Signs someone's been here?
Okay, like tracks and that sort of thing.
Yeah, tracks or if there was an encampment or something. I don't know.
Okay, make me a survival check.
I'm better at those.
The moment you start looking for tracks and all that, that's when it becomes survival.
22.
22. Okay, so you find a single footprint, right? It's an adult's footprint, or at least it's a large shoe. Anyway, and it's the only one you find. It is heading east, and that's pretty much it, because this area is very, very overgrown. It's clearly been trampled by a lot of animals in general since, and you think this one is just lucky to have been not have been trampled over like the rest.
So we're looking for someone with one leg.
Yes.
You can jump really far.
Yeah.
It's half a kangaroo.
Yes, I'll bring Vintage and the bear back towards the caravan.
Okay.
Oh, Vintage has a toy.
Can I use detect magic as a ritual just to see if there's anything unusual about the bear?
Sure. You grab the stuffed bear and you spend 10 minutes just kind of looking at it.
With Vintage goes,
There is,
scanning it.
yeah.
Enfys snickering the entire time the ritual's being done.
Apart from the aura of friendship, there's nothing magical about this bear.
Yeah, I'm imagining it just like the whole fry. I don't know if anyone knows the French fry scene from One Punch Man, but basically that.
Actually, because you're looking at this pretty closely, you do find a tag, a small tag on its leg. It says fuzzy, but with one Z.
Cozy.
It's just a normal bear.
I think it's now Vintage's normal bear.
Wait, hold up, folks. There's just a bear out in the middle of nowhere with no other sign. Did a one in cellar spit a footprint?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
A footprint and a bear and nothing else, and nobody thinks this is odd.
Well, half a bear.
Yeah,
Probably been there a while.
Yeah, people travel and drop stuff all the time.
Off the beaten path? They were quite deep in those bushes over that way.
Well, I did look around. I didn't find anything else.
Interesting.
Do we know about any sort of settlements that might be nearby, or?
Let me have a think. Not
Would the caravanners
really.
know about any settlements?
You can go talk to the caravanners about this if you want. Yeah, who do you want to talk to?
Bertrand.
Okay.
Johnny Vegas.
You go up to Bertrand. He goes, oh yeah, the total, I forget your name. What was it? Was it a 2 in, a 3 in, a 1 in, wasn't it? That was it.
One in, yes.
It's difficult keeping track. I've seen so many totals with similar names of late.
Did you run into my brother Atuin?
Yeah, a while back, 3 or 4 years, I reckon.
He's been off on an adventure. Turned his back on the fish.
He were up north at the time, across the water. It was back when I owned a boat. It was a great time, but these legs ain't much good for the sea anymore. Anyway, sorry, what was you asking?
Is there any settlements around here? Any people that would live around here?
Oh, there's place called Bleakwash up north on the coast.
We're not going there.
Nobody lives
Half a place
there.
called Bleakwash up north.
Nobody lives at Bleakwash.
Nope.
That's nonsense. I used to get most of my best trade up there.
I wouldn't bother
Used
there
to.
anymore.
Trust me.
There was an incident, so I hear.
What? An incident? You can't just wipe out. Well, I suppose it's happened before. Knowles again, maybe. They've been on the run and on the hunt late.
Something like that.
Well, there used to be a settlement out eastwards, place called Chafford or Chatfield. I forget the name. I mean,
Used to be?
it may well still be there, but last time I was there, they had horrible sickness, horrible plague going on. Not on them, blighting the crops, you know.
Interesting.
Yeah,
That's a note for the druids.
haven't been there in, probably 9 months or so, but I'm heading there with all this booze. Reckon I could maybe trade for some, some crop if they've managed to sort it out, but if not, we'll pass on, go to the next village.
Imp, wasn't Tattle looking for that place?
Tattle plans to go beyond that place, but it'll be a rest stop, assuming they're not all dead.
Oh, I hope they're not all dead either. Don't like it. There've been far too many places vanishing. There's a place to the northwest as well.
Okay, old man, you're blathering, and frankly, I'm getting the urge to stab you. Is there any way within...
Hang on a minute, don't be so rude. You hang on, you can't be just coming up in here and asking me my opinion on things and then stabbing me when I offer it.
I'm trying to expedite the process. Is there anywhere within 10 miles of our current location?
No, you'd have seen it from here, wouldn't you?
Okay, there we go. Owanen, would you show us the area where you found the thing, and the ritual will still be active? Haze can do a quick look around for anything magical.
Is that footprint fresh?
It wasn't, no, it was very old. But before you leave, Bertrand says, "Here, a warning, do you mind a word for a moment just before you head out?"
Moves closer.
What I was about to say before your friend impatiently interrupted is that there's a settlement just northwest of here, up at the root of the river. You know the one Airedale's on? Up near, up past the swamp in the hills. That's the closest settlement to here. It's probably that. Don't know why anyone would be leaving it. It's perfectly healthy. Bit hard to reach, of course. You got to go through the hills. They don't get much trade, but, get a bit of river trade every now and then, I imagine.
Thank you.
You might want to have words with that imp of yours. They're going to get themselves in trouble someday if they find someone a bit, less lenient than I am. I know they're good people, but their impatience will be the end of them.
That's why their name's Impatience.
Oh, is that their name? I've just heard it as imp, so that makes sense, though. Impatience, yeah. Well, thank you for bringing this to me. It's always good. It tells you a fortune of the area, and with the way things are going, I think I'm going to have to abandon the east like this. I really do. It's a sad thing, but places are just getting destroyed.
Well, you can always swing by Airedale sometime.
Yeah, if Airedale exists next year. I've seen 15 towns I've gone by that, 2 years ago they were flourishing and now come by in their ruins.
We've got the fish on our side.
Yeah, you may have the fish, but the darkness in this place, it swallows the whole. It swallows everything. It ruins everything. You try and build something here. You try and make something better, and the darkness just claims it.
Oh, and then just kind of nods and.
I probably said too much.
Distance.
I should have another bottle. Reaches back and grabs one of the bottles of ale. Can I interest you in one by any chance?
Sure, why not?
Hands you a bottle of ale. It's good stuff.
Hell yeah.
Probably not the kind of darkness that believes in a thing called love.
No, probably not. Arguably a lot worse if it is. Now, you're heading back to the footprint?
Yes.
Okay. What you doing there?
I'm going to use what's left of the detect magic just to take a look around, just in case. So
Sure.
I'm just standing with my visor, just with a couple of fingers tapped to the side of the helmet and looking around.
There's nothing magical in this area that you're finding with the detect magic. You get no ping, no glowy dot on the visor or anything like that.
Yep, I'm not seeing anything here.
Anything else?
I got
Did
nothing.
Imp have anything today?
I'm not great at tracking, and Haze has done the thing I'd have done, so.
Look, I really do
oh.
think we're chasing a
Can I-
lead here.
Can I tell how old the footprint or the bear might be?
Roll me survival. Yeah.
Hoping for history, but survival's still good.
I'd say this probably comes slightly closer to survival because it's kind of the age of tracks is very survivally. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
if you are an archaeologist, this is archaeology, I suppose. Yeah, roll history.
Oh, cool. That is 22.
22. They're probably between 2 weeks and a month old, which is why it's a surprise they've not been trampled over already.
Okay, this can't be older than a month. Whatever this was, it happened recently.
Months, not that recently. It's
You
not
know,
like these
yeah.
people are probably nearby still. In a month, we could be across the map.
I mean, you won't be, but
True, but,
you'll be one hex forward.
true. But for what it's worth, we know this bear wasn't decades old, as one might consider. A bit of litter might be dropped.
A footprint surviving a whole month out in the wild does intrigue me, but I got nothing to do with this information. So I vote we get back on the cart.
Okay. And you get back on the cart. So you're moved this time to here. And I will draw another card. Another 5, but this time a different suit, obviously, because if it was the same one, I'd have to really question the tarot deck I've got.
Plot twist: Nick somehow stacked his own deck.
Oh, this
explain
one's
a lot.
cool. I never finished writing it, but this one's cool. Okay. So you come across a stone circle in the fields, and it's kind of old. It's kind of overgrown as well. And in the center of it, and this is off the path quite a way now, actually. But you spot a glint of sunlight on bronze, because now it's about midday, and in the center of this circle is a stone marble pillar, and it's about half your height. And on the top of it is an ancient sundial made of bronze.
Would I, as an archaeologist, would I have any idea what it might be?
You'd know it's a sundial for sure, but you could make a history check if you want to learn a bit more.
Can I do a history check on the stones as well? Using my stone cunning.
You can absolutely do that.
I'll cast Detect Magic.
I rolled a 20, so that is 26.
Okay, 26 is pretty damn good. Okay, so we'll start with your 26. So with your 26, you realize that sundials are often used to tell the time. Obviously, that was an ancient way of doing it, but they were also often used for puzzles, for locks and things like that, by the Empire. The Empire really liked magic infused locks to hide their things. Now, next we have Aegis. Aegis, can you give me an history check with stone cunning, please?
Yep, that was an 18.
An 18. Okay, so this is definitely imperial construction. So this is about 2,000 years old. And it looks it, for sure. A little bit surprising then that the brass hasn't already been stolen, which is probably cause for concern. But you know, this is sort of very classically styled. This would be late period imperial, so closer to sort of the collapse of the empire. The collapse of the empire was pretty slow.
This being but like maybe a puzzle. Does it look like any of the bits moved or any of the pillars move?
There's only one pillar right in the middle. The stone circle around it is it's a circle of like stone slabs. It's not like a Stonehenge sort of thing.
Okay.
I described that badly. The only moving thing possibly is the shadow itself on the sundial.
Move the sun.
And hang on a sec, we also have imps detect magic. That brass sundial is absolutely magical. Let me just have a look what kind of magic this would be. Would it be a school? Is there a spell on it? Is there a spell on it, or is it just infused with magic in general? I think it's just infused with magic in general, so you're getting a general glow. There's not a specific embedded spell. You can probably take from that there's unlikely to be... No, you know what? Yeah, there's evocation magic on it. But there's also a general glow that's a different color.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think Haze is going to gesture to it and say, well, as you can see from these distinctive yellow lines, this appears to be some manner of puzzle. And interactable, as we call them in the business.
I'm assuming you can tell because it's not cell shaded like your usual sundial.
Precisely. It's a very unusual phenomenon, but bird droppings fall in a very distinct pattern around here. almost deliberate seeming.
One, are you doing anything as well?
I think I'm playing catch with Vintage with this bear.
That's great. No, that's fine. Yeah. So you're playing catch. Every time you throw it, and also every time Vintage returns to you and drops the bear. Sorry, Fuzzy drops Fuzzy. The ring that you glows ever so faintly.
That's amazing.
And okay, so back to the three people interacting with the puzzle. What are you doing? How are you feeling?
Are there any markings are there any patterns with regards to the slots that would indicate what time it is?
Yes, so there are those on there. They are obviously not in common, but they kind of it's. There was a good history check from
Haze.
Haze, you'd know this anyway. This is in your wheelhouse. So basically, the numerals of the Empire are a bit like Roman numerals, so they're pretty easy to read for numbers. So you can see it goes 1 to 12, quite simply all the way around it, and you're able to point that out.
And there's no other markings on the face of this thing.
No, there's sort of decorative patterning. There's like a ring of brass. So there's a ring of brass, and then outside of that ring, there's a big wedge of stone that is engraved, also that's carved with the numerals. That ring of brass just has shaping on it like the wind just going all the way around it. It looks to be purely decorative.
Okay, can I just try and block the sun to see if that does anything?
Sure.
Wait, not literally. Yeah, just cast a shadow over the whole thing.
It is time to destroy the sun.
So this is how
and that's how blades happen.
So yeah, you put your hand over and block the sun, and the shadow What happens to the Interesting.
Watch as Haze goes full Mr. Burns.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
What do you mean, yeah? Oh, gosh.
I'm just checking how much damage does that do?
What?
You're messing with magic shit. Like, you're going to get burnt.
Yeah, I did not warn anyone that it was evocation on the thing.
Okay, so as you cover the sunlight, the shadow flickers and glows and then blasts you with a beam of light.
Cool.
Can I get a Constitution saving throw, please?
Okay. Oh, good. Wait, am I? Yep, I'm good at those. That's a dirty 20.
A dirty 20 that just passes.
Wow.
So you're going to take half of this. Let me. Where are my d10s? Why are they hiding from me? What have I done to them? Or with them, more accurately. What have I done to them that they betray me like this? So you are going to take...
emphasize with me.
Yeah. You're going to take 6 points of radiant damage. This beam of light hits you from it.
Important question, given...
As an actual tiefling, that hurts.
Did not knock you unconscious, okay.
Wait, did you say 6, Nick?
Oh, sorry, it is 6, yeah. I rolled a 12, but it was half to 6.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
Is my question.
How hurt was Haze when this all started?
I used my last hit dice, so I was at like 15 hit points.
Nice, okay.
Okay.
So I'm a little worse than bloodied now.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, well, now we have a beginnings of an idea of how this might work. Can I roll no. I would like to light the torch and see if I can't change the time on the thing.
What time would you like to change it to? It is currently saying 8 p.m.
Shouldn't it be morning? That's weird.
I mean, we've been traveling because we've traveled like...
Wait, how do you...
It is
on a
not
sundial,
evening.
On a sundial, how do we know it's PM?
Yeah, actually, sundials are usually 24-hour now, I think about it, because of how the sun works. So, well, no, they're not 24-hour, but they're like 12 hours between sunrise and sunset. So, yeah, those 12 hours are from sunrise and sunset, but yeah, it's currently saying 8 p.m. Aegis, you're right, it's not 8 p.m.
Like, we've not even been traveling for half a day, so it should be saying lunchtime. After the beam of sunlight knocks Haze back, Aegis would have like instinctively grabbed his maul and will be standing very warily and thinking, maybe if I just knock this thing down, it's not going to hurt anyone else.
And a one would have run over immediately.
Okay, a one and you're over there as well. Aegis is ready to just break this thing.
If you do your thing, and I will stand in place if things go awry.
Well, first question is, what time are you going to try to make it? Say with
I
the
just
torch?
want to move it forward an hour.
So 9 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you can position it. You don't need a check to position it right. Like, you can look around. Can I get a Constitution save, please?
God damn it. Question. Can this thing do 30 worth of damage?
No.
In which case, if I'm taking damage, I'm unconscious.
Okay. So a blast of sunlight strikes out at you, and yeah, you're down on the ground.
Because I had 1 HP.
God. No.
Is anyone going to do anything about this, or should we start doing some death saves?
Okay, I've got 1 healing potion in a syringe, unless anyone's got spell slot or something left.
I was about to ask.
Nope.
Yep. I guess I'm just going to get my syringe full of healing potion and revive Imp like a giant humanoid hamster then.
Amazing.
Okay. Yeah, Imp, you're back up.
How much do I get?
All right, that's a standard healing potion, so that's 2d4, isn't it?
2d4
Yeah, 2d4 plus 4.
2? 4?
Yeah. Yeah, that was it. Hold on, I'll just roll that for you.
No, 2d4 plus 2. I can't brain.
8 points.
Nice.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Should I just knock this thing down so it doesn't do any more damage to anybody?
No, hold up. That was a bit rough, but blocking the sun out causes it to throw out a blast. Changing the time causes a blast.
Can it be moved?
Changing the
Can it
time
be
to 9
turned?
p.m. causes a blast.
Yeah,
Actually,
I'm aware of that.
While we're on the subject of time, Enfys, do you have written down how many days it's been since the start of this quest?
Since the start of this quest, I do. I need to
Excellent.
go down to my notes, but give me a second.
I just realized I need to check something for my notes for how this works.
Cool.
Is it daylight savings time even in Nordmark?
Yeah, you're getting struck by DST.
This is
DST is
our
like
13th day.
it's now the 13th day. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Question, can I take a closer look without blocking the sunlight and see if I can get an idea of how it works?
Yeah, you can definitely take a closer look. Roll me Arcana or Investigation, depending on the type of looking you're doing.
I was about to do very similar, actually. Specifically, the magic of how this thing's working, if I could. Kind of like if there's any signs of where the magic is flowing and why it's doing what it's doing.
Okay, and Haze, what were you looking for?
I think I get the same bonus either way, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an investigation. Just sort of draw my knowledge of similar sort of mechanisms I might have come across.
Right, okay, sure. So we'll go with Imp first. What was your Arcana roll?
I'll check my proficiency, which is +4, so 22.
22. Okay, so it really does seem that, particularly with the glow that you've seen, there's two effects at play here. One is the reward for getting the puzzle right, and the one is the punishment for getting it wrong, right? And it's very clear that something is casting Moonbeam in very brief amounts and striking you with radiant damage. When it seems to be just if you change the time and the time isn't right, this is a puzzle. You can't 100% tell.
Is there any where the time naturally sits? Is there any sort of indicator on that?
What do you mean by where the time naturally sits?
If we all move away from it, the sun, I believe, would be. I assume it's casting a shadow.
Yeah, it's 8 p.m. Yeah.
At 8 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any indicators beyond just what the time is on there?
Nothing unusual there.
Okay.
But we'll go to Haze's for the sort of investigation style thing. So Haze, roll me investigation.
Okay, rolling. That's an 18.
An 18. Why on earth does it say 8 p.m.? It's the middle of the day. What if you set it to the current time?
Before anybody touches it again, I am probably the person most capable of taking any further hits. So maybe you just tell me what to do and I will do the thing.
If you had to put a number on how many hits you could take.
I'm currently feeling quite full health.
Okay.
If you could try and set it to the current time, and I think Haze just explains how to read the numerals, and presumably everyone knows what time it is right now.
Do you all have that feat? There is a feat for always knowing what the current time is. Do any of you have it?
I believe none of us have keen mind. However, I do immediately look at the ranger and say, "This is your wheelhouse."
This is a very rangery sort of thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
This will be a wisdom survival check.
I'm gonna shove the trident into the ground a little bit away from here and build my own sundial.
That's a good idea.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Survival, huh? Okay.
Roll survival to know which way's north.
Yes, it's a 22.
22, that's enough. Yeah, absolutely. It is... What's the time now? It is 12:32.
That's precise.
Yeah, that is incredibly precise for a sundial made out of a weapon.
You're good at this. This is what you do, you know? I mean, it should be understood that scores above 20 are impossible for normal humans. Like, just ordinary commoners cannot get a score above 20. So when you're doing that, you're getting really good results.
Normal for a tortoise, though, so.
Well,
Okay, so what do? Do I move the pillar? Do I get your torch in? But what do you want me to do?
You set the time. You pretend you're the sun, and I hand the torch over.
Okay. So yeah,
Not the
Aegis
father,
will
you're the son.
walk around with the flame until he's at the position where a 1 in says that is the right spot for it to be 12:32 on the sundial.
Okay. You hear the grinding of stone on metal and
Ooh, that sounds
a sudden thud as a panel of stone in the pillar just thuds to the ground. Near your feet, but not on them.
Aegis winces, he braces for a moonbeam. Oh, did we do it?
Well done.
What
Amazing.
Serial piano noises.
what is it?
There is in there, wrapped in a white cloth, a small object.
Does the object ping as being the other source of magic I was detecting?
No. I mean, yes, it is magical. So your detect magic is going to find that. It was not the other source of magic. The other source of magic was very much the whole.
It was just the thing.
Yeah, but because detect magic doesn't pierce through a certain amount of stone, it wouldn't have picked this up until the
Yeah.
the thing.
Oh,
Right,
opened.
nobody touch anything. It may be a further trap.
I roll my eyes and I grab the object.
Oh god.
You grab the object. You have in your hands an amulet, and the amulet's just got a little case. And if you open the amulet, you can see these cogs inside, constantly turning, all the time. They don't appear to power anything, but they're always turning. This is a clockwork amulet. It contains tiny interlocking gears and is powered from magic from another plane. A creature that puts an ear to the amulet can hear faint ticking and whirring noises coming from within. When you make an attack roll while wearing the amulet, you can choose to forego rolling the d20 and get a 10 on the die. Once used, that property can't be used again until the next dawn. So you can remove all risk and you just get 10.
Are we making that a long rest, or was that after this quest?
That'll be a long rest. Yeah, that'll be per long rest. Well, I'll say because
Is
you
that
just
an
got
attunement thing?
It's not an attunement thing.
Not an attunement thing.
Hey, is this one of your type gadgets?
I can take a look at it. It would appear to be some sort of device. And Haze just picks up and basically says what Nick just said.
Yeah.
Imber stood behind Haze the entire time, just mouthing the same words.
And of course, this is the impersonance matrix, which detects obnoxious tieflings.
You're not the only one that knows a little bit about magic. I'm really good at landing a shot anyway, so one of y'all can take that one.
Well, unless anyone has any objections, I'd love to have this in my collection.
Seems like your sort of thing, Haze, so go ahead.
Lovely. Oh, also question, Nick, while we're here, can I take a closer look at the mechanism? Because I think Haze would probably be quite interested in that as well.
The mechanism on the pedestal.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is. Oh, I tell you what, roll me an Arcana check, because this is identifying magic.
Okay, I'm getting very nervous at this point, but that's 21. I'm probably due a very bad roll before long.
21. So this is sort of similar to the spell Glyph of Warding, but it isn't a Glyph of Warding. It is sort of an imbued magical mechanical effect. And you get the feeling it was actually powered by that clockwork amulet. And yeah, it's very much absolutely a lock. And rather a simple one. You've encountered stuff like this before in the tombs of Imperials, because they're all about, archaeologists. You'll find one, right? Half of archaeology is breaking into tombs and dealing with the magical traps they're in. And this sort of thing is pretty common. You don't usually see them related necessarily to time, because a lot of them are inside dungeons, and obviously sundials don't work in there. But a lot of them are related to, mechanical issues or problems. This is definitely the very clear work of late Imperial trap designers. It's a little weird to find it out in the middle of nowhere. Maybe once upon a time this was a larger structure and all remains is the central part. Maybe this was an observatory or something like that has just crumbled away, or perhaps the stones, apart from like the base ones, which are probably pretty hard to remove, have been just stolen and repurposed. I say stolen like the owner's dead, but maybe that's the case.
Haze, do you think there might be a tomb or something underneath this structure?
It's a very good chance.
Maybe we should come back here when we're on a bit less of a schedule.
Yes, there might be something worth investigating.
Given
at this point,
yeah. Oh, sorry. Given the way Imperials design their tombs, it's likely it will be themed around time.
Also, at this point, I think Haze is going to pull out a crowbar and try and physically remove the mechanism to take with her.
Oh, God.
The mechanism was magical. So
okay.
it has dissipated already. There wasn't like an object to take.
Oh.
Okay. There were some cogs in the actual lock itself, but it wasn't like linked to the sundial, like mechanically. But there were a few cogs there. You can take those and study that sort of thing. They'll be archaeologically interesting. I think you can do that without a roll. I think that's fine. No, tell you what. There are 3 cogs. Roll me a history check, and based on your success, how many you'll damage, basically, in the process of removing them.
Natural 1. Here we go.
That's actually another dirty 20.
Well, yeah, you got all 3. That's fine. I'm going to need you to bin that d20.
This is actually my original rogue die, so I think it just approves of the whole plundering aspect.
Yeah, absolutely. So there you go. Well done, new clockwork amulet. All
and
right.
3 shiny cogs.
And yeah, 3 shiny cogs. Next, you will be moved. Sorry, I'm just going to move that slightly so I can move you lot over to your next one. Let me move.
How many tokens have we got left?
It'll take us down to 3.
That'll take you down to 3.
Yep.
Of
course, because we're on planes now.
Yeah. It's the benefit of the planes. You don't have to take anywhere near as many rests. Okay. Okay. As you're coming down the road, you're in the front. You hear the sound of distressed mooing. And you look around, and there's like an old abandoned barn, an old like farmstead, and there's a still standing barn, and from inside there's a distressed like cow in there.
Harrowing moo.
If only there was a druid around here.
Well, on that note, I cast Speak with Animals.
Okay, you cast Speak with Animals. Yeah, sure.
Awareness.
Are you gonna tell anyone that you're going into the barn, or are you doing this solo?
I assume they saw me run towards the barn.
Okay. Everyone else, you've just seen a one-in take off towards a farm. A one-in, you're probably like half a mile ahead or so. You're still visible because this is open plains. but you know they can't hear the barn, but they've just seen you sort of book it towards it, so they can catch up. They'll be a little while, but they can catch up. When you reach the barn, you can hear them moving again. It's quite loud, and what the cow is saying, because you've cast Speak with Animals, you can understand what the cow is saying. The cow is saying, "Oh, leave me alone, leave me alone. I just want my hay. Leave me alone." And
Must be the last straw for it.
You can hear some other voices as well. You can hear a couple of other voices. They're a bit lower, nattering to each other. You can't sort of make out the voices, but it's not like.
Are they also animal voices, or are they like?
Hard to tell when you can't speak with animals.
Assuming Haze is following, can she hear it?
You won't have caught up
Voices.
yet. You've got half a mile to catch up. I'm assuming you're going at the same pace as a one in, because a one in's just booked it for the farm, so there's no gaining on a one in at the moment. But you'll catch up soon. I'm sure you'll peek in. Meanwhile, Vintage is going. I smell dragon people. The small ones.
Yeah.
Roll me a wisdom perception check, please, for Vintage, using smell. So with advantage, keen hearing and smell.
Yes. Perception is +3. That is a nat 20 on the first one. I'm gonna roll the second one anyway.
There's literally no point, but you may as well. What? What is going on with all of your rolls today? Okay, so
Oh wow.
Vintage says, not looking at you, because I don't think Vintage knows you can't speak with animals yet, but just says, and this would normally be barking, 8 kobolds. 8 kobolds and a cow. 8 kobolds. 8 kobolds and a cow.
Incredibly precise.
8 kobolds.
Smell.
8 kobolds and a cow.
Oh, Vintage has been eating well.
Good play, Vintage.
And the kobolds heard that barking.
Yeah, I bet they did. Vintage is loud.
Vintage looks, he goes, "What?
Hello.
Have you always been able to talk dog?" Because there are some things I've said that I didn't.
The first time Vintage has spoken to a one in, is it?
I think so.
Vintage wasn't there when you spoke to the other dog?
Oh yeah, he was.
That wasn't a one in, was it?
No, that was
No.
on the other adventure, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a different party.
Okay, never mind. Carry on.
That's simultaneous to this, actually. So I happen to
That
round
was
about
ages
now.
ago.
Yeah, so Vintage is like, huh? Tilt, head tilt, full dog doesn't understand this. You're not a druid, are you, like the other one?
No.
I didn't think so.
Sometimes things just happen.
That's true. Anyway, eight kobolds and a cow. Can we eat them?
Not the cow.
Do you have any jerky?
I have more fish.
Oh, can I have some fish? I love fish.
Sure.
Yeah.
Are they still running towards them, or would the rest of us have caught up by this point?
Oh, at this point, yeah, you're sort of coming up now, and approaching, and you can see a one in and Vintage having a conversation. To the rest of you, of course, a one in is barking at Vintage, and Vintage is also barking back. So you're not actually 100% sure that the spell "Speak with Animals" has happened. This might just be a thing that happens. Like, some dog owners are weird,
Yeah.
A one in, what's wrong?
It's a
What's
ranging
going on?
thing.
What is it? What is it, a one in?
One and turns and. Wait,
A one
sorry.
in people voice.
Sorry. 8 kobolds and a cow.
Right.
Wait, what?
8 kobolds and a cow.
That was a quick lunch. I don't think we can take 8 kobolds in our state.
No.
That's quitter talk. If I take
We
down
can
a
hear
kobold,
you, you know.
I can steal some of his life essence.
Hey.
Do you mean in combat?
I mean,
Yes.
we can't fit them in the caravan.
There is a kobold standing not very far away. Going, hey. We can hear
Not
you,
now,
you
I'm
know.
talking.
Oh, sorry. We go back inside. And you hear another. And a one, and you hear a, go away, leave me alone.
What are you doing with that cow?
Oh, now you want me back out?
We'll ask the questions here.
I'm going back in. Come and get me when you're ready.
Can we see the cow from here?
No, it's inside a barn. And the entrance of the barn is sort of around the side, which is where this kobold keeps coming out and going back in and coming back out and going back in.
Okay, here's the thought, right? He wants to go in, we let him go in. And we torch the barn.
There's a cow in there.
I call that roast beef.
You
Is there
realize
any-
we can hear you saying this?
Is
come
there
out
any other
again.
structure or anything else around? Or is it just a barn in the middle of nowhere?
There's a barn and there's a ruined farmstead here. The barn's sort of the most intact building. The kobold sits down on a rock and says, look, it's very clear you lot one of them murder hobo types, right?
If we were murder hobos, we would have murdered you by now. So let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I mean, one of you was
what are
literally
doing
saying
here?
we should let them go inside and then set fire to the barn. I'm just saying, you know?
Yeah, see,
Out of
they're-
Bleakwater.
they're
They're
a
just
bit
like that.
impatient.
Look, I have a method of stealing the life form for some things to make myself feel better in a sort of not quite magical sense, and you're looking really tasty from that perspective right now.
That sounds really
What's
murdery
eating?
and possibly like a bit vampire-y.
Yeah, it's pretty cool though, right?
No,
Yes, I
You can
reiterate,
see why I want to
we
do
all
it.
eat.
you
We
all
choose
eat,
to
yeah.
eat him.
Just
These are just little people. Let's find out what we're dealing with here before we get ourselves into any bother. Now, little kobold person, what are you doing with that cow?
well, little dwarf man. Yeah, not so fun, is it? We were going to simply take the cow back to our warren, slaughter it, and eat it.
Okay, it very much seems like the cow does not want that. That's what you said.
Most
right?
cows don't, right? But you've worked on a farm. This is a cow on a farm.
This is not your cow, is it?
Right, but there's no farmer here. The cow's just gonna die anyway. What's wrong with us just using the cow, like, so it doesn't go to waste?
He makes a compelling case. However, we could take the cow.
Why do you want to take our cow? We were here first.
Yeah, but I'm bigger and stronger than you, and therefore, if I want the cow,
Wow,
ipso
you
facto.
really are a piece of work. You really are a piece of work.
Yeah, I've been told.
Again, Bleakwash.
Wait a minute.
Impen-
Maybe there's a middle ground here.
Bleak wash.
If you
Impenitent.
say you need to kill things to get your health back, maybe you could kill the cow for them, and then they can take the cow away.
This is a suitable arrangement. Yeah.
That'd be really annoying. You want to carry a whole cow back to the warren when it could walk there?
Oh, there are 8 of you.
How far is the warren?
It's like 10 miles that way.
You could tie a rope to it and drag it between 8 of you.
I mean, we could,
And
but we could just not.
I'll give you kobolds like shinies, right?
That's really reductive.
Is that
I
a no?
hold out a gem worth 350 gold pieces and a silver watch worth 50.
Okay, I mean, I said it was reductive, but I do now want the shiny thing.
Imp, that's a lot.
It's a very fancy gem, but I also like having health. So
Yeah.
All right,
well,
Chief,
what
you got
is
yourself a
that out
deal.
of my hand?
Now, come here,
It's
help me
not
kill this
fun to
cow.
That is actually a lot of money to spend on a cow.
It is, but again, this is basically a free heal for me, and I don't get them any other way. So.
Yeah, but One's not going to let you do that because they can talk to the cow.
The cow's a friend, not
Cow.
Yeah, I think Haze is basically going to be standing back, but her plan is basically to try and control him later by threatening to tell Tassel.
So Owen's stopping us from doing this plan, yeah?
Yes. Yes, we're not doing that. The cow is in distress.
Okay,
We're going
so
to help
one
the
you
cow.
want to take on these kobolds instead then, and save the cow?
I previously thought maybe that you all had like a leadership thing going on with this one. Points at him. Am I wrong here? Is something else happening? What's going on?
Yes, you're definitely wrong on that.
It's more of a democratic process where I occasionally make an executive decision and they get pissed about it.
Right.
That's how democracy works.
Imp here is more of a problem we try to deal with on an occasional basis.
I'm starting to feel a little bit offended.
Come on, Imp. Okay, so
If you want to have a vote, have a vote. I don't care. Just either give me the money or let us just do what we were doing.
If I don't get to kill the cow, I don't care about any more of these proceedings. So what are we doing? I went in. We've taken them on. Am I healing up some?
Am I not here or something? Like you're just actively talking about assaulting me and my friends.
Okay, I think what's going to be the deal here is either you let us take the cow alive, or at least some of you are going to die.
Straight up threatening. I'll start with this one.
So how many of you would like to die today?
And the kobold shouts, "We got bandits!" And we will be rolling for initiative. Let me just roll the initiative order actually round to the top. So Aegis, is going to be you first. Bear in mind, there is no surprise going on here.
All right.
And yeah, the kobold has just yelled, "Bandits!" What do?
All right. Aegis is immediately going to look over his shoulder and Imp, like, oh, Imp, just look after yourself. And
This wasn't me.
yes, but you're the one in imminent danger. And he will do his maneuver, bait and switch.
Yeah, okay.
So swap places with Imp and
Yes, move me closer to the kobold.
well, Aegis is about to run
Take
ahead
care of
anyway.
yourself. I'm out.
You get a superiority dice, which is, what is it? One
Worth of AC.
D8, I think, for your superiority dice. Because you're a battle master.
Yes,
they get the
that's
good
right.
ones.
Yeah, 1d8. And yeah, so that'll. Do I roll that or does Imp roll that?
You roll that. It's your dice.
Okay. So you get 7 AC.
Ooh, spicy.
Oh no, wait, it's 7 plus. Is it plus my thing?
Not usually.
Oh no, it's just 7.
Yeah.
Okay. Just 7, only 7. And then Aegis will run up to this kobold and give it a smack with his hand axe.
Yep, shot.
And that is a 12 to hit.
And that hits.
You should have listened to our deal. 6 plus 2.
I don't negotiate with terrorists.
That is 4 slashing damage.
4 slashing damage. That is a bloodied kobold. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Anything else?
That is all.
Okay. It is now its go. And it's going to disengage and go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 and yell, "Help! Help! They're killing me!" That's it. Imp, over to you.
It's gone down to the door. Okay, so I pull out my crossbow. I'm gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, And I'm gonna I said crossbow, but I gave the crossbow to a guard who was a mile off towards the road. I'm gonna play the longbow, and I'm gonna shoot it with that.
Okay.
Where's my D20? 18.
18 hits. Roll damage.
Where's my? I believe that's a D8. Yeah, sorry, I'm find my D8.
Yeah, longbow's a D8. Yeah, they're either a D8 or a D10, but
No, they're a D8 because the heavy crossbow is I believe it. No, is that a D10 or a D12?
oh yeah, no, longbow's
Either
a
or.
D8s. Yeah.
Longbow's a D8.
Ooh. 11 damage.
And that is a dead kobold. The kobold hits the deck and blood oozes out of his chest. The rest of the kobolds go, Crest! What? Oh God! They murdered him! Yeah. Anything else?
How do you
I
do your
will-
hexblade curse thing?
With a I need to be within 30 feet for that. Yeah, I moved away because I wasn't sure what range options they have. Can I see if they're wielding anything?
They've got slings.
They've got slings. Okay, I'll stay where I am.
Okay. We go to number 3. Number 3 is down in the south and is going to bustle past the cow. 5, 10, 15, 20. The cow, by the way, is a non-combatant at the moment. 25. There you go.
I wonder if I can change that.
Okay, it's going to be a disadvantage, but they have pack tactics, so it's going to flatten out. They're going to get the sling out and try to hurl a stone at you. That is a 23 to hit.
Pack tactics work if they're next to each other, and it doesn't matter if they're next to an enemy.
Just if they're adjacent to... Oh, hang on.
Are they next to
Oh,
an
no,
enemy?
it's got to be adjacent to you. Never mind, they don't have pack tactics.
Ah.
So let me roll again
Disadvantage.
and see. 21 to hit, sorry.
Okay, my next question. How long does that AC bonus from...
Until
Aegis.
the end of my next turn.
Then it misses.
Okay.
7 AC is such a bonus. That's awesome.
Yeah,
24.
not bad. Not bad. Yeah, okay. So, phew, straight past. Okay, it is number 2's go. Number 2 seeing that is going to go... Can they get to Aegis? Can they see that? They'd have to go to about there. 5, 10, 20, 25, 30. And they can see Aegis all across here. I'm going to give you half cover, Aegis. So plus 2 to your AC.
All right.
And now they are going to strike you.
They can try.
And you are within short range for the sling. Oh, that's not going to be good, actually. That's going to be just an 11 to hit.
Does not hit.
Okay, they move back to gain a bit more cover. Over to you, Haze.
Okay, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say the kobold's dead, is it dead, or is it just down's dead?
Dead. No
Okay.
one tried to knock
Sorry.
anyone unconscious, so that one's dead.
Okay.
I was at range
Okay,
anyway.
so-
I couldn't have knocked it unconscious if I wanted to.
Good point, yeah.
Okay. So, oh yeah, NPCs don't generally get death saving throws, so
Bosses
Yeah.
do, but that's about it.
okay. So, yep, there's no way to resolve this peacefully.
Diplomacy is not an option.
Okay. Oops. Haze is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And can I get that second kobold number 2 from here?
Yeah, you can get kobold number 2. I think, again, it's going to be half cover, so plus 2 to AC. But yeah, you can see him.
Okay. Out comes the, kobolds don't have great AC anyway, so this just makes it feel less like murder.
It should, if anything, feel more like murder. The fact that they're not really wearing any armor at all.
Ah.
You know?
Chose this. They brought this on themselves.
We've got a dagger and a sling. Literally not wearing any armor.
Did they really? I don't think they really did. Like, they tried to negotiate in good faith. There's a 17 hit.
17 hits, yes.
Okay, that's going to be 2d6 plus 4 lightning damage. Oh, I rolled terribly. That's 7 points of lightning damage.
7 points of lightning damage. And Kobold number 2 hits the deck and dies. And the rest are going, why are you doing this to us?
Haze is calling. I didn't start this.
You don't have to continue it.
Well, look, how about this? You drop your slings, I'll drop my... Well, I'll put this away, we can talk.
Meanwhile, at one, and you're hearing the cow going, yes, kill them all.
You're a bloodthirsty cow.
The cow is the murder hunt.
I did not see evil cow coming.
The cow is in all this.
Number
We should take the
5.
cow back and feed the cow to the displacer beast.
Kobold 4 is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 because they're next to each other on the initiative. Kobold 5 is going to pop up and say, "Why should we believe you? We went out there to negotiate before and you killed them. You killed Grazd. You've killed Thomas. None of us did anything." And 5 is going to throw the sling back at you. Again, you've got half cover, so +2 to AC. And yeah, let's have a look. Ooh, that is a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as a stone cracks you in the head.
Oh.
And then
That's
number
not
5's
good.
moving back and closing the door.
That is not looking good.
Just leave us alone. Number 4 is sort of moved up, and that's all they could really do. One, over to you.
Oh, by the way, I think Haze is going to turn around to Aegis and say, "You know, I think we've done enough damage here. Maybe we should just move on and leave them to mourn their friends."
One wanted to protect the cow.
The cow's evil.
It's a cow. What did you say, Warden?
The cow supports the murder. I think we should just go.
Imp.
Hey, don't look at me. I didn't start none of this. I wanted this just to leave them to their meat.
If everyone wants to leave, then I'm fine for the lead to leave.
Shame to leave a job unfinished, though.
Shame to leave a massacre unfinished.
I think at this point, Haze is going to shout, "Fine, we're going. The cow's evil."
Okay. Okay. One in, as you start to leave, you hear the cow going, "Oh no, I thought you were gonna save me."
I move back to him. You wanted them to die. You do it yourself.
They want to kill me.
Aegis will yell out to the kobolds, I wouldn't eat that. There seems to be something wrong with it.
All you've been hearing is just like distressed mooing.
Yeah, that sounds wrong.
Yeah, that sounds wrong in this situation.
The one in.
Yeah, and distressed mooing from a one in. Okay, if you leave, you hear the whimpering and crying of kobolds. As you sort of get some fair distance away, you see the door open again, and 2 of them come out. And
on that note,
yeah,
before you, yeah. Point of clarity: this barn, is it made of wood?
Oh no.
Oh no.
the barn is indeed made of wood.
Okay, and let me pull up the thing. Button, right click, is it? Yes. So, and this bit here is like a wall or something. This actual cover.
Yeah, it's a wall. Yeah, cover, that sort of thing.
Keep in mind, you are not within 30 feet.
Hang on. Yeah, I know this. But as everyone else starts walking away, I just gotta collect my arrow. And I make my way down to where the kobold had died. And behind the cover, collecting my arrow, I would like to run some oil just along the door and just light it up. It's a terrible shame to leave a job unfinished. Unprofessional.
Okay. You start lighting the fire. I mean, if you want to do that unseen, you're going to need to roll me a stealth check so that a 1 in and all that don't spot you doing.
Yeah, man, I can do stealth check. I'm good at stealth checks.
That's fine. Yeah, roll me stealth.
Yeah, Imp's the best at stealth checks.
I actually am. That was a 22.
Okay, 22. That's going to be against passive, I think, in this case, because no one's probably looking out.
Hey, I think
I will
Hayes,
also-
at this point, might want to keep an eye on Imp.
That's fair.
If somebody's keeping an eye on me, I won't do it. I'll just collect the arrow.
I mean, if you're keeping an eye on Imp, then you can roll a perception check to see if you spot Imp. But Imp's very good at slipping away.
Well, I'm going to roll and see what happens.
Yeah.
And Hayes actually put a stop to this? Or at least get some dirt on Imp? Let's find out. The answer to that is no.
No,
I'm
okay.
guessing a 12 won't do it.
No,
Enfys did
12
say that
doesn't do
if Imp was being watched at all, even if you weren't capable of spotting what they were doing, then
I'll leave that up to Imp. Imp, you can see that Haze is looking out for you and trying to find you, but you get the feeling that you've probably hidden a bit better. Like, you get the feeling they're scanning around looking for you, but they haven't necessarily found you.
I mean, but they see a fire, wouldn't they?
You'd think so. It takes a little while to,
Yeah, no, I'll just
properly
collect the arrow and go. Damn it.
I
Fair
mean,
enough.
Hayes could probably put 2 and 2 together.
Yep. So,
I very obviously hold the arrow right. Got it. Let's go.
okay.
next time take the deal.
We'll bring you back to the world map, and we don't have to update Imp's alignment today, although we're very, very close.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what?
By the way, as we get back to the
I
caravan.
am already listed as evil on my sheet, by the way.
Are you?
Yes.
Can I say, as we're all getting back to the caravan, I think Hayes is just going to lag behind and just sort of nudge Imp, and she's just going to whisper to them. Tell me, how would your druid friend feel about this?
About me killing things to get her health back? She's got a pretty good handle on what I'm capable of.
I was thinking more about what you'd have done to that barn full of non-combatants had I not been looking. Seriously. Oh, look, I retrieved my arrow. I think I was born yesterday.
Tell you what, why don't you speak to Tattle and see if you can convince her of anything more than the entirety of Airedale has tried. Yeah?
Doesn't it feel bad to lie to a friend?
Who said I've ever lied to Tattle?
Very good. I'd give you inspiration, but you've still got it.
Yeah. Haven't needed to use it now.
All right, you move on. Your final one for the night. You are heading up to there. Let's see what your card is. Ooh, no, bugger. Hang on. I'm gonna have to draw another one. This is one that Ben's done, and that I think both of us have forgotten to mark off.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was the Angel Astarte again.
Oh no, I redid that one.
Oh, have you? Oh, well, hold on. Oh, you have. That's completely different. My bad. We'll do that one. Okay. Oh, shit. Wow. All right.
I wasn't hoping it would come up this soon.
Oh, that's, yeah, okay. Right, fuck it. This party wipes on Ben. Right. Ooh, how does this... No, you know what? I'm drawing another card. I'm sorry. I don't think I can work this out at the moment. That's a great... I want to say it's great, but that's going to kill at least one person. No, it's amazing, but I can't put that in with you in your state. Yeah. Okay, so as the sun's setting, you come across an isolated hut, and there's light coming through the windows. The windows are shuttered up, but there's a little flickering of candlelight coming from inside. Up to you on whether you approach.
A one in what can you see?
What do your total eyes see?
What do I see?
You see a hut surrounded by fields. They look well tilled, like it's not abandoned. And inside there is, the firelight of some kind.
Looks pretty civilized to me. Why don't we just knock the door and see if we can't have shelter tonight?
Can I sell anything about the architecture or anything? I can just.
Yeah, it's I'm not going to request a check for this one. It's pretty plainly, obviously, Watland door, which is kind of a chalk mixed with straw, sort of thing. It's pretty. It's not so much primitive as it is easy. It doesn't require special tools or special knowledge. Anyone can really build something with this sort of mix.
Does it look like it's large enough that it could provide shelter for the party for the night?
It could provide shelter for probably the party, the entire caravan. No.
The caravan's got the caravan. That's fine.
Yeah, that's true.
Who feels like being the talkative one today?
I'm up to do it. We all know how good this goes.
I'm up for hopefully talking to someone a bit more civilized than my more recent conversations.
You started the conversations.
You go ahead, Haze.
Sometimes we regret our actions.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, Haze is gonna walk up to the door and knock on it then.
Okay, after a moment, you hear the sound of bolts sliding back, and the door opens, and there's a old man with a bushy white beard and a straw hat, and he goes, "Oh, wasn't expecting to see other people. Who are you?"
Oh, hey. Haze the Leather.
Haze the Leather?
Airedale.
Airedale? Oh, that's not far from here. I know the place. What are you doing out here in the middle of the night?
Presently returning home.
Are you alone? Were you attacked?
Well, no more than normal amount of attack.
I imagine
are you all right?
Like,
do you need medical attention?
Well, some of us are actually a bit banged up, but I wouldn't wish to impose.
Oh, no, come in. How many are there? He opens the door wide and presumably sees all of you. Oh, that's a lot of you.
Aegis waves.
That's a lot of weapons. He pulls the door back a little bit again.
Let's have our weapons drawn, do we?
No, but they're all visible.
I mean, no one uses the trident as a walking stick, so.
Yeah. Are you bandaged?
Mostly not, no.
Mostly not. Door closes.
What an answer.
And
She rolls her eyes as if
sliding.
She's clearly joking.
Well, he hasn't seen that because the door is immediately closed and the bolts are sliding. Look, just move on, all right? Not having bandage here. I'm armed.
I don't doubt it if you live out here alone.
Alone? What do you mean alone?
I do apologize for assuming. Well, you're fairly isolated from other settlements, are you not?
Well, yes, but I've got my darling wife Marie here. Isn't that right, Marie? You hear no response.
Oh, God.
Axe murderer.
Okay, so in character, we have no reason to assume anything sinister is going on.
No, could just be she's quiet or afraid because there's bandits.
Imp, put the fire away.
Well, if you do not wish to be bothered, we shan't bother you.
No. I don't like bandage, okay?
Look, none of us are, for any intents and purposes, bandits.
Oh, well, why didn't you say so the first time? And you hear the bolts sliding again.
I simply wish to mock my companion here's incivility.
Well, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't be saying that when talking to a fresh person who doesn't know when you're joking.
Yes. I think Haze very much wants to say, well, that's probably actually better than the alternative. But she's not going to say that aloud.
Okay, fair enough. The door opens and you can see him standing there. He's in some pretty threadbare clothing. He's like, sorry, I normally make my own, but it's been a bad time for the sheep, you know? Goblins keep stealing them.
That's most unfortunate.
Well, come on in. I'll set a place for you. Set a place for you. We got lovely hot soup.
Oh, how kind of you.
It's meat. You like meat?
I think all of us could go for some meat.
Excellent. Come on in.
It's not kobold, is it?
What? What do you take me for? Some kind of monster?
That's what I've been saying.
Never mind.
Can't eat kobolds. They're people. You don't eat people. Okay, it brings you in, and it's kind of cozy. In there, you know, there's he's clearly collected a lot of things. There's a lot of old handmade furniture. I mean, all furniture is handmade, of course, but his has been made with like amateurly made furniture. That's probably more accurate.
Are there any sort of artifacts I'd recognize?
No, he's not been looting the tombs or anything like that. He's very much been just sort of staying here, farming and that sort of thing. You just see a lot of weapons, like a lot of weapons.
Is there a skeleton sat in a chair?
No.
Where's your wife?
Oh, Mary.
Yes.
Just there. And he points at a potted plant.
Oh, that's nice.
You hear that, Mary? The nice dwarf says you're nice. He strokes a leaf.
H looks nervously at the others.
I think Haze is going to say, oh, your wife seems quite unconventional.
That's a way to put it. Yes, she was very different in her younger age.
Was she always a plant?
Oh, no. She was the most beautiful woman I've ever seen.
I raise up a hand to the one that's like part tree at this point. And so, you know, it happens to the best of us, though.
Ah, yes. Well, hers was a bit more sudden, you see. I don't. Do you know much about magic?
I do. Do you mind if I use, if I have with a little bit of my hocus pocus?
Oh, I would mind that a lot. Yes, please step back. I know what happened. It's irreversible.
What happened?
She was a very, very, very good magician, but we
all know where this is going.
She was a naturalist, you know? A natural. She
practiced the magic naked?
No, she was no. Well, yes, sometimes. And what magic, yes. But the magic was in her blood. It was all the magic from all the world around her. The wild stuff, the raw stuff, you know? And sometimes that would just get a bit too much for her. And sometimes she'd start fires without meaning to, and things like that. But mostly we were on top of it. That's why we keep away from other people, you know? We always have.
Hey, wait, this sounds a lot like my youngest child.
She
I
turned
didn't
into
know that
this
they
plant.
could turn themselves into a pot plant.
Yeah. Well.
Oh dear.
Well, my condolences to you, because I don't know where that boy is. However, I have a theory for this one. Would you mind if I cast a spell on myself and just looked at the plant from over here?
Yes. But he seems, you can see he's very uneasy.
I'm doing nothing to your wife, I promise.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that yes, we can do magic, or yes, we can't do magic?
Yes, do your magic. Just
okay. I misunderstood. And you know, across the room, I'm just going to cast detect magic.
Okay. There is.
I'm expecting transmutation.
Let me check detect magic, because I don't know if it gets this. No. You see nothing.
I see nothing. Not like a permanent true polymorph effect?
No. Much like, because that's not what it is. Much like Detect Magic won't show you a wizard, because they're magical. Detect Magic doesn't show you a sorcerer either.
No, I'm not looking for the sorcerer. I'm looking for polymorph in
the
effect.
effect on the sorcerer.
What I'm saying is, and you know what, I know at least one player knows what's happened. If the other players would like to do some investigation to confirm their suspicions, then they can.
Can Haze knows a fair bit about magic and arcano. Would she possibly know what's going on here?
Yeah, you make me an Arcana check to know if you'd know about this. It's not really your wheelhouse so much, but you can definitely make a go of it.
Okay. That is a 15.
That's enough. This is the cause of a wild magic surge. And
Okay,
usually,
so no, my theory was right. It just doesn't count as a magical effect.
Yeah. It's the magic is done and gone and expired and no longer there. Normally, you turn back when you turn into a plant pot due to wild magic. Strange.
I'm sorry for your loss, but don't these surges normally end after a while?
Well, yeah, so I thought, but months and months passed and still here she is. And he caresses her leaves again. I take care of her.
Could I do an investigation just to confirm that she didn't replace herself with a plant and leave him?
You can, but I'm going to set the DC at about 30 because I think you've got no clues to investigate, like the time difference between here and now. I think that you probably have no data to go on for an investigation check of it.
Yeah, well, I can't meet a 30, so I won't bother them.
You can be suspicious of that, but for free. But I don't think you've got enough evidence to know either way.
Why don't we just leave Marie to do Marie things and enjoy this delicious soup? Sir, I'm afraid I didn't catch your name.
Oh, my name? Oh, I haven't had anyone ask my name in a while.
Oh, we've met Marie.
Oh, I know Marie's name because I talk to her all the time, but I haven't had to say my own for ages. Huh. Well, it's Farrell.
Well, it's lovely to meet you, Farrell. You mentioned about potentially being able to provide some medical aid.
Oh yes. Let me take a look at your bumps. Who first? Who first?
Well, I'm fine, but maybe Imp and Haze could do some looking at.
He gets out a little tin that one might normally put biscuits in, and inside it's full of little like bandages and stuff like that. And he says, "Oh, come over here, young Imp. Was it like the devil?"
Yes. Yeah, that's about right. I let him do his thing.
Oh, much. This is quite a bite. What caused this? He starts bandaging.
Yes.
Big dog.
Big dog. Oh,
that's about right. Yeah. We were attacked by a couple
points
of
of vintage. Was it that one? Vintage being a big
wolves.
dog.
No,
Wolves. Oh. You're gonna want to be careful about that. You know, they can carry all sorts of diseases. You can get rabies.
Well,
it's dangerous.
Yeah. It's I know somebody who's good at fixing people up back home, so she'll look after me when we get back.
Well, that's good. If you're only going to Airedale, you're not too far away. You regain 6 hit points.
Hooray!
Oh, plus how many hit dice you got? 3, right? Plus 3.
Ooh.
Because this is how the healer feat works.
9.
And this
Very
is
nice.
his healer's kit.
Killing you with his feet.
Yeah, with his dirty feet.
I will. That takes me outside of bloodied.
But yes, anyone else need any medical attention?
Haze steps forward because she's on 4 HP out of
Well, that's a nasty
23.
burn you've got there. What happened? Starts bandaging that, applying some creams to it.
Well, professional archaeologist, occasionally set off the odd trap, you know.
Yes. I used to know some friends who did that sort of thing. It was never for me. They're dead now. You gain 10 hit points.
Nice.
Might be something you want to think on, you know, before it gets to you too.
These friends. What happened?
Oh, they went down one of those, I don't know, one of those tombs. Never came back up. It's a risky prey.
I've lost lots of friends that way, yes, but there's you know, safety in numbers, as they say. I don't generally work alone.
Well, they weren't alone either. I mean, the only one who survived the whole thing was my brother, and he's gone stark raving mad. Wanders the swamps yelling about his wisps.
I met that son of... Very nice fella.
Oh yes, he's a wonderful, wonderful person. Loves nature, loves nature. I could
he
never,
really does.
I could never get
Turns
on,
into a
get on
snake.
with it. Yeah, oh yes. He spent some time with the druids, if I remember. They nursed him back to health after he was delving in one of the tombs. I think he took quite a loving of that sort of community and really invested himself in it.
That's yeah.
Anyone else for some healing?
Yeah, one and probably should.
Okay. Tall. Don't see too many of your folk this far away from the sea.
There's a few of us in Airedale.
What happened here? Gestures to what is basically a puncture wound from, because I think most of your injury here was from the assassin. Am I right? I think that's where you took most of your damage.
I think that was some of it, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I think that he's going to gesture. Well, this one is an awful looking wound. And he gets out like an unguent and a paste to sort of put over it. It tickles slightly.
We met someone. We had a disagreement.
It's always dangerous on the road. You regain an amazing 13 hit points. I rolled very high on that one. Well, if that's all the helping I can do, let's get you settled down for the night. I don't have extra beds, but if you've got your packs and all that, you can stay inside where it's warm near the fire.
Thank you, good sir.
Thank you.
And you know,
It's very kind.
help yourself to any extra food you want. And he said, I have some bread and, you know, some meat and that sort of thing. But I should retire for the evening. And he picks up Marie and says, Marie doesn't like it when it gets dark so much. And disappears into another room. And just as he closes the door, you overhear, who's got the highest passive perception? It's probably a 1 and a 1, and you overhear, sure, Marie, you want to get frisky tonight?
I'm certain Vintage also hears this and just kind of.
Vintage doesn't speak person. Vintage's mind is safe.
Right. So that's the evening. You don't have to set a watch. You will wake up in the light of the day. However,
can I still watch him just to make sure they don't do anything untoward?
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, you can watch Imp. Imp and Aegis. Overnight, you feel shivery, like a really bad flu. You've got cold sweats and you're tossing and turning, and sometimes you wake up just briefly in a sort of state of delirium, feeling extremely hungry. You are so hungry, and then you nod back off. When you and Haze, you're going to see this happen. You're not going to see that they're hungry, but you're going to see them shivering and feeling ill. And they look a bit pale, both of them, when they wake up. Apart from their arms, Aegis and Imp, you both have extremely hairy arms.
You mean hairier?
Sorry, Aegis. You have even hairier arms. Yeah.
It's okay, we're turning into gorillas.
Aegis, you've gone from normal like hairy dad to like hairy granddad levels of arm hair going on now. But yeah, Imp, it's covered in it's very soft hair. It feels like dog fur. You know, it doesn't feel like the coarse arm hair of Aegis. And Aegis, yours also feels like soft dog hair. It's not. Yeah, it feels more like fur. It's not your old sort of vaguely curly arm hair. I'm feeling my own arms to remember what hair feels like there for a sec.
Amazing.
Haze is at this point, Haze is just literally taking notes.
Okay. Yeah. So you've got 12 more tokens. And we've got a little bit of time. We can do a few more hexes, I think. So update that. I'm just going to move that to the side slightly. And today the caravan goes here. And I will see what your card is. Oh, hello. Ah, lovely. Okay. This is one I've been quite excited about.
Oh no.
So as you're going across, you're in a quite a well-trod pathway now. Heading towards Bleakwash. You can almost see the sea in the distance now at this point, as you start to sort of descend down the valley. And off the path, there's quite a lot of grass. It's quite thick and high. It probably comes up to about waist height. And as you're going along, this time it's not a one and up in the front. This is going to happen to people close to the center of the caravan. So this is likely going to happen to Aegis and Imp. Probably, I think. A small bunny rabbit hops out across the path and stops to stare at you. Just for a second there. It looks at you both and then turns and hops off into the grass.
Well, that's a cute little creature.
Did it look in any way not like a rabbit should look? To my not very wisdom-y eyes.
Sure, would you like to make a check? Or, I mean, initially, like, at first glances, it looks like a rabbit.
Sure. Just the way it looked at it,
Yeah,
like what's survival, I assume?
Yeah, sure. First of all, can you give me a wisdom saving throw?
13.
13, okay. You feel like a stabbing pain in your head as you try to think about this rabbit. And suddenly gone. And the memory of it's gone as well.
Oh, my memory of it's gone. I don't. There was never a rabbit. Never mind.
That was a success. On a failure, you take psychic damage. I just complained to Aegis about a sudden headache. Yeah. Aegis, you're still aware of the rabbit. But
are you okay, Imp?
Just out of nowhere for no reason whatsoever. What if we stopped?
There was a funny rabbit, but it's gone, so carry on.
I mean,
okay?
No offense.
Do you need a break?
There was no rabbit.
But it was. It just stopped in front of the caravan. The caravan stopped. That's why we stopped. And then it's gone off into the bushes. It's
So let me just make sure I'm following your narrative here perfectly well. There was a rabbit. We stopped, and presumably everybody noticed it because it's a rabbit in the middle of the road. It's not exactly any cover. And now I've forgotten about it.
One of the guards goes, "Yeah, I saw the rabbit too."
You're a terrible shot, and therefore don't have reliable eyesight.
Wow.
No, I'm joking. That's a joke. Calm down. I will cast detect magic because something is clearly up.
Okay, can you roll me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Ooh, interesting. I rolled one better, so 14.
Okay. Okay, so you don't take the damage again.
Do I just immediately forget about all the conversations about the rabbit?
you forget how to cast Detect Magic.
I forget how to. Oh, I'm gonna need to make a note of that before I forget.
Yeah, just so you know, this will end at the end of the day, so it's not permanent. Just remove a feature. I'm coming for Hexblade's Curse next.
Does it prevent the concentration that I had from the casting that I just cast?
Ooh. It does not prevent so you're concentrating on the spell.
So I know the spell, I just forget that I have the spell.
What I'm going to say it does is you've forgotten the whole concept of Detect Magic. You can cast the spell in this instance and have cast it, but the moment you cast it, you forgot what it was. So you're concentrating, but you don't really know on what, and you don't get the benefits because your brain has like dropped the magic of it. So you're still concentrating. You can drop that concentration anytime, but it's gone. How strange. You're like, there was something there.
Yeah, there was something I
was thinking of.
Imp, I think you might need to lie down. You're looking very off.
No, we were talking about the rabbit.
In fairness.
I'm suddenly here. It's a bit of a strange day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry yourself about it. It was just a rabbit.
There was a rabbit. We stopped. I got a headache twice. I did something. What did I do?
Look, I don't know exactly, but maybe it's the lycanthropy. We're both suffering. We had terrible sleep. Let's just try and relax as much as we can.
I don't like things messing with my head, and this is messing.
You hear Bertram Morrow shout from the car. Yeah, what's the hold up? What's going on? And one of the guards shouts back, "Bunny rabbit, that's all." Oh, well, let's just keep going. We got enough food.
Let's carry on. Imp's having a moment. Don't worry.
Imp, are you all right? You want to sit up here? I could get Cedric buoyed onto the ground. He needs a bit of a walk. The exercise is good for him. If you're feeling ill, have a sit down with me. We'll ride on for a bit.
The last thing I'm going to do is look for tracks.
Okay, sure. So that'll be a wisdom saving throw, please.
Natural 20.
Natural
finally.
20. So you take no damage again.
For a total of 20, because I have a +0.
For a total of 20. Okay. You've entirely forgotten the survival skill. If you have proficiency in survival, you don't now.
Okay. I don't. I just have it as a proficiency in the saving throw. Well, okay. I give up and I just rub my pained fingers across my eyes and I just walk ahead of the caravan.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to assume Haze isn't aware of any of this.
Haze, you were probably in the middle, right? Or were you rear guard?
I don't think we did positions, but yeah, I'm probably going to be middle or rear, but I don't think we actually if our positions aren't changed, I'm probably in the middle.
Then you probably would have seen it. If you want to do some investigations, lose some skills and all that, you can.
I think she's just going to quietly say to Nowhere, I don't know who you are, but I very much approve of whatever you've done to Imp. You make them quieter.
I'd give you inspiration, but again. Okay. Yeah. We move on then. I love that one. That was written by Ben.
Nick and I were just talking about this.
Yeah.
Was that earlier today?
Yeah, it was earlier today. I was talking about how one of them was what I was really excited about, and it was this one.
Amazing.
Okay. Onwards. Okay. Ooh.
Oh no, why is he going towards the river? Go towards the source of the river. Don't go to where it's biggest.
Because it's safer here. It's a safer crossing point. Okay. So you're walking along. This one and you're going to spot first because it's up in the front. There is a shimmering, transparent person walking along the road. Head down, watching his bare feet pad against the stone of the road. It's a ghost. He's coming towards you.
I really wanted to say who ghosts there, but that's not a thing a one would say.
Vintage says it instead.
Raggy.
Hello
just
there.
The ghost looks up at you and says, "If you must, what do you need of me?"
Just saying hello.
People always need things. What do you need? He's still plodding towards you.
To say hello.
Well, I hope you enjoyed it.
What do you need?
I need nothing. Knowledge. Fine, I need knowledge.
What do you need to know?
Everything. What news do you have, traveler? What can you tell me?
The Queen is back.
The Queen. Which Queen? There have been hundreds of queens. Over the last 5,000 years, there have been so many queens.
She just claimed to be the Queen.
Well, that's not very
Queen of
helpful.
Nordmark.
The Queen of Nordmark? She's back, eh? It's not enough.
Which direction is the ghost person walking?
So along the road towards you. And is sort of just continuing. It's probably alongside you now and is just still continuing and walking past. The book in the eye will not be interested.
Would Haze be able to see them from there?
Yeah, I reckon so. It's not that far away, I think.
Would I be able to sort of recognise their dress or anything about them, as just sort of to identify them as maybe a historical figure?
Sure, that's a good shout. Roll me a history check.
That's 16.
16. No, you don't. It is certainly very old garb, for sure. You don't recognise specifically what culture it comes from. But it might just be something that's just not in your wheelhouse, or it might be it might be from very far away. If it's a ghost and it walks around, it could be the other side of the continent. It may not be that he may not be native to Nordmark.
That's true.
And he continues to walk on, complaining with every step. And he would reach Haze and Imp and Aegis now. More travelers, what do you want?
Depends. What do you offer?
Give me information, I give you information. A
There
good
are
trade.
werewolves around. There are goblins in the hills.
He looks at you, it's not enough.
She lifts up the amulet she got from the ruins. This was in the ruins of a sundial.
Now that is interesting.
And she basically just repeats where the potential time dungeon is, a few hexes south.
I wonder who was buried there.
Buried?
Imperials, yes, of course it's Imperials. There's no one else buried up here, but I wonder who. Perhaps I knew them once.
Something of a time theme about them.
Time? Who experimented with? Oh yes.
It's has.
Yes. The Duke. Well, the Duchess.
Which one?
Good question. They both were interested in.
What were their names?
I don't think that's how it works, bud. You gotta offer information to get information.
Oh yeah, I will happily give you their names if you can give me something worth their names.
I am trying to remember some of the names of the lords. Is it Renoir de Bois? Yes. Renoir de Bois has the Lord Renoir de Bois has been around causing some trouble lately. Do you know that name?
Some upstart cultist.
That sounds like the one. That's
not enough. They always do that.
What was the name of that cult? Imp? No, it wasn't Imp.
Haze is going to remember the calls and she's just going to blurt it out. And just do the whole.
The cult
I've
imperator.
said that.
It's not enough.
The Queen of Crows has returned, claimed to be the Queen of, and assigned each of us an indicator of our fates and how it ties to Nordmark as a whole. It seems Airedale is embroiled in this somehow. Would you like to know the card she drew for me?
That would be enough.
Wheel of Fortune.
Interesting. That is enough. The Duchess, her name was Aralemna, and the Duke, his name was Ruvian.
Aralemna and
Yeah, I put that in the sticky notes.
They wanted to stop time so that they could live forever. Foolish notion. They could simply die forever like I did.
Is that what happened to you?
No,
Are you asking whether I am dead?
Well, you are dead, but you are still here.
Yes.
Are you not?
Well, I made a deal.
And that deal was to just wander the roads?
You've not given me anywhere near enough information to deserve that.
Fair enough. You can keep that information to yourselves. It's
And all
fine.
this time, by the way, he's been just walking past you and is still going.
Can Haze try whispering something to him?
Yeah, you can duck back and try whispering to the ghost. What would you like to say?
Can I just DM that to you?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, DM it to me.
Secrets.
Yeah, I love a good secret. Let me see.
To be fair, Nick already knows this.
That's not enough. And he walks past.
It was worth a shot.
It's not that that's not interesting information, because it certainly is. It's that this ghost is only interested in certain kinds of information.
Yeah, I guessed it might be that, but I just thought I'd give it a try.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Worth a go. But yeah, he plods on. Still, you've made good progress today. Look at that, look.
Thank you for the information and fairly well on your travels. Bye-bye.
Y'all should have
Have
given
fun
your
grumbling.
cards.
He doesn't respond at all. Okay, the next one, you are going across the river here. So that's going to be 4 tokens this time.
You're going in the wrong direction.
What do you mean
no.
we're going in wrong
Wait,
direction?
you said this was a better crossing point. Why is there no bridge?
Yeah, I said it's a better crossing point, yeah, because it's a shallow, innit, for fording the river.
Can we have just left him at this point? He's clearly going in the wrong way for us.
Yeah, for us. but,
You can
know.
leave at any point you want. Yeah, you can leave Bertrand Morrow and the rest of the... Yeah, any time. If you want to leave here, you can.
We could even go north and look at Bleakwash again.
No.
Yeah. You can go visit the scene of your crimes.
Or just follow the caravan this way.
What
Yeah,
crimes?
the caravan's
Aces
going here and then right. They're going the right direction for themselves.
Oh,
Yeah, so we'll go that way.
all right. We stick with them for this one hex, and then we move up towards the magic stones, and we lose a dwarf, and then we have enough cures to cure the werewolfism.
This is a good shout. Yeah. You don't need a party of 4 people. What about a party of 3 people?
We're like 2 days walk from home from if we go this way.
Just accidentally trip imp into the stone.
For legal reasons, that was a joke.
Legal.
Something just occurred to me. Is there not if I'm to understand, there is some sort of forest where a dryad lives, just
Yeah,
on the way?
I made a deal with her. Wiggle my fingers.
Well, maybe you could make another deal with her.
Your fingers creak slightly.
Yeah, that's interesting actually. What's that gonna... You know, that's a question for another day. Dryads aren't known for removing curses to the best of my knowledge.
be able to help with your Wait, you're not the one with the bark skin, are you?
No.
That's the other one.
Who's got bark skin?
That's
none of you know this. None of you know this.
Yeah, hence why
this is not an in-character conversation.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, well, tell me these things. No, Amity has bark skin.
Mm-hmm. Well, I feel like we should head towards Airedale. If we're getting further away, it's going to take us longer to get there, and we really don't have the time to spare.
Token-wise, is it cheaper to cross the river here than here?
Yeah.
They're both the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'd have to spend an extra hex or two, like, getting back on track.
Yeah. I was just wondering if because this was explicitly told as an easier one. That's okay.
No, we'd be one hex behind if we followed them up north. East.
If you detach here, you will lose 2 tokens because you're not on the caravan for
because we're not with the
half the day.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, if we detach here in this hex, we've basically got a straight line of planes. So
either we go with them and we break even, or we go without them and it's no change. So economically speaking, in terms of how many tokens we're spending, we're gonna have to take a short rest at the same spot anyway.
Mm-hmm.
What's it gonna be?
yeah, I say we ford the river and say our goodbyes and carry on.
I agree.
Okay. So you go across there. That's going to cost you 4 tokens.
Anything with the word river in it is a good idea.
Yes, because you're able to go and get some food using your fish's background.
Go on and just like the water.
Well, there's that as well. Yeah. Let me just see.
Use shape water to fill back up the dwarf barrel.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna pick a character at random.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Zed.
This would happen a while ago as well. It's a 1 in.
Hey.
Oh.
I mean,
A 1 in. Can you
Hello.
read out your inventory to me, please?
Yes. Fishing tackle, longbow, light hammer, net, cloak of the manta, a quiver with arrows and daggers, a bag of ball bearings, some of which were thrown at Imp at one point, a bottle of ale, a water elemental gem, and a backpack with traveler's clothes, belt pouch, bedroll, mesket, tinderbox, torches, lots of preserved fish,
Okay.
water skin, rope.
Pouchable
A 10.
bearings. That's not there anymore.
Dun 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 dun.
Do I notice this?
You notice it now. Yeah. You don't know when it was taken.
I just assume Imp took it.
It's a fair assumption.
Retaliation. And it just... A bemused shrug.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just gone. Okay, so you're gonna have to take a camp here. You can camp with them or split up here if you want. Depends on when you would like to do that. But yeah, you've got to camp for the night regardless. You may as well, have safety in numbers.
Might as well have a last camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Eat them fresh ribs.
can I get an order, please, for keeping watch for the last time with the caravan?
Hey,
I'll go
I think
second.
Haze will take the first watch then.
Yeah,
Okay.
should we just stick with the normal order
Stick
we
with
do?
the normal one. Okay.
Sure.
Hayes on first watch. Bertrand Morrow comes over with a bottle of ale, with a bottle of ale each, and sits down and hands you one and says, "Forget, do you drink ale?"
I'm not opposed to it.
Well, here, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Well, I bet my old career on it anyway. I hear you'll be leaving us tomorrow. What with us being near Bleakwash and all that. it's been good having you around, you know. All of you, even impatience.
Your threshold must be rather low, but you've been good company. Thank you for your hospitality.
Well, you've done good work for us. You know, I appreciate it. I appreciate it proper. You kept us safe. We lost a lot of guards on the way, but you've kept us safe. And you kept Cedric on the straight and narrow. I appreciate that a lot. Is it going to be you? Yeah, I think it is. Can you roll me a D100, please?
Oh dear.
Nothing good has ever followed a D100 being rolled.
That's a 91.
91. He hands you a pouch of 91 gold pieces.
The farmer's wife turned into a plant, so.
Just a little extra. I know we'd already agreed on provisions and the like, but I do appreciate everything you've done, and you've been good company on the road as well.
This is very much appreciated.
Aye. Well, I better get to sleep. I've got an early morning tomorrow, and it's we're gonna have to ride fast so you know we can avoid anything dangerous out there. With us, you know, only been 2 guards now, but
yeah,
you stay safe. And if you ever need help transporting something, you can call on us. You understand? We'll be around, no doubt.
Of course, and if Cedric ever wishes to find work as a wizard, I'm sure Airedale could use spellcasters.
I'll keep that in mind. I'd miss the boy something proper. I would, but perhaps it's for his own best use. Yes, and he
you should swing by Airedale sometime as well. We always like a merchant.
You are asleep, Aegis.
Oh right, I thought this was when he brought everyone a.
No, this is happening during watch. You're asleep, but
sorry.
he might talk to you before you leave. Don't worry. But yes, so that's your watch. Your watch goes without any incident. Whose second watch is that? A 1 in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
A 1 in. While you're sitting out and watching, you hear a little shuffling and. Vintage growls a little bit, but then stops all of a sudden, and you hear a sort of timid, good boy. Hi, and it's Cedric. I couldn't sleep very well. Do you mind if I sit with you?
Sure.
And he sits
Something
down.
on your mind?
Takes a deep breath. He says, I don't know if I can do this. Caravan life is so short. All those guards that we had with us at the start, there were 12 of us to start with, and now there's just 4. I know Dad means well with keeping this going, and I know he's just really doing it because we can't settle anywhere. People here, they've got a wizard among them. They start demanding I do things, and I can't. I can't do it. Pressure gets to me, you know. I feel this knot in my heart. I just can't.
As he says pressure, Owen's pulled out the bottle of ale that Bertrand gave him the other day and just happened to pull the cork at exactly that moment.
Sorry, I've been on edge this whole journey after those wolves.
I'll fit the bottle.
He takes a swig. I guess I've never been one for beer, but thank you. And hands it back to you, and he says, "Look, I just know that you know magic too, right? And you're kind of good at it. I see with the fish that you managed to. If I snuck away with fish? You, could you keep me safe to Airedale?
I'm sure we could.
Don't.
Kept you safe so far.
Thank you. Don't tell Dad. I think he'd try and
I
stop
think you
me.
should tell your father.
I think it's better if I don't.
Owen kind of sits and thinks, my younger brother left the family for an adventure. Just vanished one morning. I didn't know where he went. Didn't know what had happened. For a year. Turns out he'd been on some grand adventure. Save the world. Fishing wasn't what he wanted. Good to know he's safe, but we all thought he was dead.
I see. I'll write him a letter. I can't tell him. If I have to tell him, I won't do it. And then eventually he'll die on the road too, and it'll all be my fault. It's better for him and it's better for me if we just go our separate ways.
I think your father might support your decision if he knows of it. He wants you to do what you can with your gifts.
Okay. Roll me persuasion.
Yes, let's use also my dump stat.
There have been a lot of over 20 rolls tonight. You might be fine.
7.
7. You get the feeling you've really, you've cut through. You've reached this kid.
You have inspiration.
Oh, you do have inspiration if you want to re-roll it.
I do have inspiration. I will re-roll it. It's a 14.
Okay. 14. You really feel like you've reached
Twice
this
as
kid.
gooder.
Yeah. You get the feeling he's considering it, and he's not going to do anything rash right now. And he says, thanks. I should get back to sleep, or try to. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow
Good
anyway.
luck.
Yes. He obviously leaves the beer with you and heads back to bed. Okay, on to Imp. Okay. Imp, you see someone break from the caravan and approach you while you're keeping watch as well. And what must be incredibly a great relief to you, it's not Bertrand Morrow about to give you another lecture about how to be a good person. It's the guard who you gave the crossbow to and the bolts, and she comes and sits next to you. And she says, did you want it back, or?
My only use for it at this point would be to sell it. I've got the longbow's got better range, less of a punch, but that's not really a problem for me. I'm a really good shot. You can keep it.
No. Thanks. And she gives you a peck on the cheek and walks back to the caravan. And
keep an eye on it though, because I'm really tempted to steal it back, and if I do, you won't notice.
she smiles at you and says, I'm sure.
Ah.
And lastly, it's Aegis. And Aegis, you're sitting there as the sun starts to rise. And Cedric Morrow comes up to you and says, oh, my back, it's not made for the road, I tell you. He's got a mug of steaming tea. And he's actually got two. And he's like, can I interest you in a brew? Not the usual kind, understand? It's a bit early for that.
Of course. Early riser too, hey?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've never been able to sleep past sunrise, me. I don't know why. Just the light wakes me up. And he sits down and just... For a moment, the two of you just sort of sit in silence, sipping your tea. As the sun rises, he goes, I'm worried about that imp.
Yes, me too. He has a lot going on.
They're a good sort. Deep down, I think. But they need guidance, you understand.
They've been through a lot, it sounds, and I don't think they have much of a support network, but they're
the
good friends.
spell. They need a cleric.
Oh.
He chuckles a bit. Oh, just a
Oh,
Amazing.
just a little joke there. Couldn't help myself, sorry. It's a serious matter, really, but sometimes you've just got to lighten the mood a little. Look at this sunrise, isn't it fantastic? Don't you ever worry getting on in years as you are. No, I mean, no offense. You're doing great for it, of course, but the two of us, we're not made for the road forever.
Yes, I'll take a little break after this one, I guess. It wasn't supposed to be quite as traumatic as this has been.
Well, I can't help what the kids drag you into, eh?
And he chuckles.
Yes, this is true. How about you?
I used to have a pottery shop 20 years back, before Cedric started showing a bit of the talent. But there's a problem when they do that. Don't know if you've got any with the skill.
Yes, well, I mean, we managed to get through most of them before any real trouble occurred. But Rush, our last tier, they were somewhat less controllable. So they eventually got taken in by a cloister, and we've not seen them since.
Oh, that must be rough.
Maybe one day they'll return to us when they've got their sorcery a bit more under control.
Oh, I hope so. I hope that for you. It was mostly for us. It weren't the control of it, although to some extent it were the control of poor Cedric's emotion, really. It got the better of him, the stress of it, Because once you have a wizard in the town, well, you have a problem solver for everyone's problem, don't you? And they lined up, they queued up, and it broke his poor heart the first time he failed.
It's difficult for a young'un, yes.
When he couldn't save that child.
Oh dear.
A spell, he knows. He can heal people, but he just, pressure got to him. They understood. I mean, they were heartbroken, as anyone would be, but they understood. Magic's difficult, ain't it? Otherwise, everyone would do it.
I can't understand it myself.
But
yes.
He never forgave himself.
It's a tragedy. It really is. And
I did what any dad would do. Took him out on the road so he didn't have to see those faces ever again. And so we just keep going. But it's a long, weary travel, ain't it?
Maybe he just needs a fresh start, or maybe some space to find himself.
I tried to convince a friend of yours to take him on, but we're at the end of our journey now. Maybe it won't happen. Anyway, I better go and get warming up the horses. They will get quite antsy without their feed, but thank you for listening to me prattle on. You be safe on the rest of your journey, all right?
It's very nice to have someone to talk to as the sun comes up as such, so it's lovely.
Quite.
And, yes, there's always a spare room in Airedale should Cedric need some time away to find himself, and we shall of course offer our hospitality and protection.
That'd be blooming grand. That'd be blooming grand. I'll think on it and I'll have a chat with Cedric, but that would be lovely.
All right, new dawn, a new day. You now get to choose a pace. The rules they've come back. What are you thinking? Fast, normal, or slow?
Full throttle.
Full throttle across the plains. Get home. Okay. Add 12 tokens. Add 12 tokens. And the caravan sort of disappears into the distance as you head off in this direction. I assume you get to pick your hex now. You're in charge. You are the masters of your fate.
We go this way.
Question.
We're going back.
Do we see if Cedric snuck off?
You don't.
Side note, I don't steal the crossbow, but I do stick the crossbow bolts on the roof of the caravan.
Okay, fair enough. Yep, absolutely.
Is this how it flirts?
Yes.
No, just proving a point. I said I wouldn't be noticed. Wasn't noticed.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. And in like a cutaway scene, like end credit scene, guard goes is like Knowles bearing down on the guard, and she goes to reach for the quiver and grab a bolt and go, oh no, and then just cut to the sound of like vicious slaughter. And of course you can't spell vicious slaughter without laughter. So One in, are you keeping an eye out for Cedric? Because One in, you're the only one who knows that Cedric might be coming with.
Yeah, I would definitely be watching to see if he does sneak away. Do I need to roll anything?
Oh yes, perception. Sorry, I thought I'd said it. My brain just shut down for a second. That's on me. It's been 3 hours.
Perceiving again. 17.
17. Yeah, he's with you. It takes a little while to notice. You don't notice immediately. I think you'd probably be a few miles down the road, but yeah, he's definitely there. He's crawling along in the grasses alongside you, and he's not very good at stealth at all. Also, Vintage has just been like looking to the side at all times, like straight in the grasses, and just going, and then just panting.
Oh, and then kind of just sends a couple of fish darting that way every so often.
So Cedric is for probably first time went, but you're I assume a little bit ahead. So yeah, no one else will have noticed yet, but yeah, just occasionally you send a fish darting towards Cedric, and it's like, but he thinks he's still hidden.
Yeah. It's a little. No, you're following, but you'll let us know when you want to.
Yeah. Okay.
Metal Gear Cedric.
Metal Gear Cedric. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Well, pick one more hex. We'll see what it is. If it's a big one, we'll stop here. But if not, we'll resolve one more. Okay. Yeah. If you want to head over to that one, you can move your token in. It'll cost you free tokens, and I will see what your final card is for the night. Oh, hello. That sure is a lot. Is it actually a lot?
Uh-oh.
Wow. We're going to do that next time. That's going to be great.
Oh, no.
Good.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. It's... Oh, yeah, that's going to be fun. But yeah,
Cedric's going to die.
We're going to stop
Make sure
here.
you write down what it was, Nick, because we're definitely going to forget.
Yeah, I will write down. But you're nearly back. How many hexes did you do this time? Let's see. You started...
A couple.
You started here, so you went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and moving into your 7th hex. So that's not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 5 hexes to go to get to Airedale, so you're definitely doing it next time. Unless it takes forever.
We just move one hex again.
Yeah. You can always just hop in the magic stones. Actually, yeah, there's not even going to be a card drawn on magic stones. So you've only got 1, 2, 3 to go.
I mean, we could always stop by the Dryad and see if she can do anything about werewolves' isness.
That's true. You never know.
I forgot the word.
Lycanthropy. Dryads might be it. What have they got innate spellcast? They might be able to help. You never know. But yes, we are going to finish there. Thank you, everyone, for playing. That was really, really good fun running for you. There was some really good role-playing moments today. I had a lot of fun with that.
And relatively little combat.
Yeah. I mean, apart from the attempted murder of 8 kobolds who were just Just
They
making sure.
almost literally asked for it.
Just no, they did not in any way. In any way, they kept in fact asking you to stop.
They could have just left that cow.
We were manipulated.
It would have died anyway. That cow, and you know they are just making sure none of it goes to waste. I really, yeah, no, I'm siding with the kobolds here. I'm sorry. I think you're all monsters.
Well, you would, Nick.
In a funny turn of events, I'm also siding with the kobold. I just wanted to kill the cow.
Even though the cow was evil, I also side with the kobolds.
The cow wasn't evil. The cow was just happy not to die.
No, the cow was a little bit too happy about the murder going on.
If you were about to be eaten by 8 people and someone came along and started stabbing those 8 people, you'd be a little bit like, yeah, get them.
Yeah, maybe it was those rangers that sort of soured me on NPCs who are a bit too kill happy.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. Trina and Kana, they sure do love killing. Oh, wow, do they love killing. Like,
yeah.
huge
Problematic
fans.
faves.
Huge fans. They're still alive, aren't they? That's amazing. And I need to double check. Okay, so you are now on the 25th, I think.
Yeah.
Cool. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. No, I think you're on the 26th because you did 2 rests this time, I think. I don't know. I'll double check.
Yeah, we're on day 15.
Day 15. Yes, you're on 26. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days till the full moon. That's the point. One last thing before we go. Aegis and Imp, your sleep wasn't perfect. And you had these dreams of gnashing teeth and raw meat. And now I'm going to say, now you have hair all over. Hang on a sec. I just need to. Here we go. Okay. Please note down, if your strength score was less than 15, it's now 15.
It was not.
You gain a +1 bonus to AC. Okay, right now.
That'll come in handy.
Is it just because the fur's that floppy?
Yeah.
So fluffy.
You've now got natural armor that's sort of augmenting it in a way. Oh, no, sorry. This will only apply if you take your armor off. Your AC,
Okay.
yeah, will be +1. When you take your armor off.
Oh, okay. So if we get woken in the night again to battle.
Yeah. So your AC would actually be, that would be pretty low. Yeah. But yeah, if you're not wearing clothes, like if you're woken up in the middle of the night, your AC's +1.
My AC would drop by 1.
And your nails on your hands and your legs are getting longer. Like way longer. Like way too quickly. They're about 1 inch long now.
Enough for claws as a weapon?
Not yet. But that will happen eventually. And that's where we're going to end it. As you're getting way closer to the full moon. And you are still about 20 miles away from home.
Oh, that's like less than a day's worth of travel. It's fine.
Yeah, as long as you don't need a long rest. That's the tricky part.
I mean, we could always just abandon them both at Bleak Wash for a while.
That's true.
I'm not going to Bleak Wash.
Yeah, just go in the, go in the Kraken hole. Get in the Kraken hole.
Oh, Haze has never been, as far as you know.
Yeah, Haze has never been to Bleak Wash.
Owen does want to go back there. There were a lot of fish. Like a lot of fish.
I mean, hasn't one canonically spent ages just fishing there anyway, along with Tassel studying the cliffs?
Yeah, but like there was even more, like just outside that little cult room.
The cave.
Yeah, in the cave under the town.
Oh, there's plenty more under Bleakwash to explore, but there's also a Kraken in it, so
Cave's a lot bigger now.
And also a bit smaller because we kind of squashed it. Besides, a kraken just means, Airedale's eating calamari.
Yeah, lots of calamari forever. Thank you all for playing. It's been wonderful. We'll continue this very, very soon for the last time, the Queen of Nordmark. And then there's going to be a special reward at the end of it for everybody in Airedale. They will be getting quite a lot of downtime indeed out of this, not just the stuff you've accrued by just spending time on this quest. There's going to be a bonus, and there's going to be a lot of construction going on as we do a time skip.
The cow.
The cow finds you.
Oh, no, not the evil cow.